Hey everyone, welcome to Dreamhouse Nightmare. My name is Adam, and today we are going to be talking about the She-Ra Barbie, which is still getting all the rage online. Prices are outrageous on the secondhand market right now, but a little bit about the She-Ra Barbie. On June 13th of 2025, the website of Mattel Creations announced that they were going to be releasing a She-Ra Barbie. Now, this was a big deal because Masters of the Universe is a really huge property that Mattel has, and also, Barbie is just huge. I really feel like you could probably split Barbie off from Mattel, which I hope never happens, but you could split it and it would still be racking in the money. And then Masters of the Universe itself just has such a huge fan base. What was really big about this one is that this was the first time we were going to be getting a She-Ra Barbie, which was really exciting. Now, I am a part of Facebook groups, tons of Facebook groups, and I'm also part of like a lot of like movie groups and things like that. And even in like movie groups and stuff like that, things get like really crazy. You see the crazy side of people and things like that. Now, when it came to me getting into collecting toys and then really seeing like the community for excuse me, for Barbie, it was eye-opening just how much people really go all out, and they were getting leaks of this doll. There was leaks way before June 13th, and I was really wanting to get this doll, mainly because when I was a kid growing up, I wasn't like familiar with the show She-Ra or Masters of the Universe. I was familiar with the She-Ra books. So I would go to my library at school, and they would have the She-Ra books, and I read the whole collection that they had, and I really liked them. I really thought that it was a really cool story. I really liked She-Ra, and I just thought it was a cool design. Now skip to about a few years ago, I didn't really realize just how big Masters of the Universe was, how big She-Ra was, and I kind of knew about it in the back of my mind. I found out there was a TV show and things like that, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I went back and I have watched a lot of the shows. I haven't watched them completely, but even for like my fiance, who is right now 48 years old, is a huge Masters of the Universe fan. As a kid, he had all the toys, he had everything, and so this was like, this is a really big deal even for him. And I think really what was really big about this release, because if you was there and you've heard anything about it, you know that this doll went right off the market as soon as they put it on. So it went on sale on June 18th of 2025, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Now, they did do a sale in the UK first, and then they did a sale in the US. So I'm guessing that they, had like X amount of stock for each country. I don't know. I wasn't, I wasn't at Mattel, but I'm guessing that's how it went. But when the doll went on sale in the UK, we had people in the UK telling people in the US, especially like in the groups and things on Facebook, that the doll sold instantly. It was sold out. It was crazy that if you wanted to get this doll, you had to be ready to check out immediately. So that's kind of like what happened here in the US. The doll is designed by Bill Greening, which, if you are familiar with Barbie at all, you know who Bill Greening is. And he's been, I think his first Barbie that he ever designed was Cool Clips Barbie from 1999, and which is a really cool Barbie, by the way. But I think this specific doll, it was, this is really like talking to a lot of different fan bases of it was Masters of the Universe fan base. It was the toy fan base of that brand, and then you had the She-Ra, and then you had the Barbie fan base, and then you have fan bases who love all the superheroes and things like that. I think there were just so many people who really wanted this, and we did see on Facebook there was a lot of people who had never bought Barbie, who had no idea, that what this doll is going to be, or what it even is. Some of them probably have it right now and have no idea what they've got in their possession. Now, I do have the She-Ra doll in the packaging. We have 2 of them. I bought one. My fiance bought one. So there is one that we took out of the shipper. We don't want to take these out right now, just because, I don't want to drop it. I don't want to get dirty. I don't want to mess up anything. But I am going to talk a little bit about it. So this was the first image that we actually saw of the She-Ra Barbie online in the groups. Somebody had leaked it out, and it was kind of exciting. Like, I was like, "Ooh, there's a She-Ra," and I knew who She-Ra was, but I really didn't know how big it was going to be when it went on sale. So we had a lot of men saying, "Oh, I'm going to buy my first Barbie." We had people making those posts like, "I'm going to get this. This is going to be like the only Barbie that I'm ever going to get." And it was kind of cute, because it's kind of like, if you know, it was a Barbie gold label. And the doll itself, there's less than 20,000 or less of them made. So it's a high-end collectible. Right now on eBay, I think the one that's going for the most money, and the shipper that's not even open, is $2,000. And it just, it went on sale this past month and already sold. I don't know. That's just crazy to me. But, last month. But it's just insane that people were buying the doll left and right. Some people got 5 of them, which I was kind of I was really surprised that Mattel did not put a limit to what you could get. But yeah, I could have sworn that they had it on there, but they didn't. So there was some people buying 5 of these things at a time. I got one. Steve got one. And then a lot of my friends, they got one as well. But some of them actually even tried to skip out, and I'm like, well, maybe that's the reason I got mine. But the thing about this one is that this was the first time that we actually got a She-Ra Barbie. And I've seen the other release that I think it was Mattel that put out She-Ra, and this one, I really like it. I really like it. The only thing that I can really say that I wish that they had done is that I really wish that the shoes were just as shimmery as the headpiece. That's my only thing about it. Other than that, I think it's great. I think it's a gorgeous doll. And I've seen a lot of people also in some of the doll groups, and I even, I'm a huge fan of Sailor Moon, and I have lots of groups that I was in on social media that that was talking about She-Ra in some of the Sailor Moon groups, because they wanted to actually take the doll or the Barbie and they wanted to change it into Sailor Moon. Now, I have my opinion on this, because it's kind of there's 20,000 or less of these things made, and the doll is in high demand. I also saw someone the other day on social media who took the doll and made, what was it, Princess, I want to make sure I get the name right because it's been a minute. I've been going back. Yeah, Princess Adora. They made it a Princess Adora, which looked really good. But if you have this doll and it's brand new, it's unopened, if you have more than one, this person did, you can make pretty much the same doll by going on there. I think it was a superhero body style. So you could go on eBay, you could look and try to find a superhero body, and I think it was Lena, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Lena face. Lena or Lena? Lena. I'm pretty sure it's called Lena. I don't know why. I'm tired. I have been working way too much today. And also, you can find that face sculpt on eBay. I mean, I searched for it and found it. And it was like a fraction of what, like, even with both put together, the body and the head, it was a fraction of what I would have paid for this Barbie as a She-Ra, and in the packaging brand new with a shipper. And people have been altering them. I mean, to each their own. I'm not going to tell somebody how they can play with their toy and not play with their toys, but I mean, if you're sitting on this doll, like, I'm just saying. But the thing about it is that you can, if you really want something that looks identical or similar to the doll, it might have like a slightly different hair color or a different eye color, you can always go to eBay and look at the body type and look up the face sculpt and get that. So I'm just saying. But yeah, so we got both of them, and I was very surprised with the way it looked, the quality of it. It's a really pretty doll, and also it's it really is something special, I think, to the Masters of the Universe, the fans, the She-Ra fans, the Barbie fans. I've seen a lot of people talk about a She-Ra Barbie in the past, and we finally got one. Now, I am going to go over here real fast, and I'm going to look at the secondhand market really quick. Just to see what the price is ranging right now. So yes, the highest one is $2,000. The right here, it's ranging from about I do see one currently for $90, but let's see. Let me check and see something. Yes, that one sold out, actually. I mean, I'm watching I have been on here watching the secondhand market, and as soon as I find one that's like not as expensive, it sells just like that. Yeah, that one actually just sold pretty fast. But yeah, there's some that's like $199. I see $144.68 with $35.23 shipping. So yeah, and then there's a lot of them that's ranging in the $200 price. I do think that it's outrageous to have it at $2,000. It's outrageous right now for $2,000. However, I do think that this particular Barbie, possibly down the road, the price will go up, because I have seen it before with other dolls, especially like if you are part of the Barbie 59 club, you get the exclusive to buy some of their high-end dolls before they hit the secondhand market, because a lot of those dolls are not going to go in store, and there's been a few that go on Amazon, which is really cool, but normally you really are going to need to be part of the club. And I've also they have like some like exquisite releases. Like, I'm extremely excited for their new Monster High doll coming out, which that is a different club, but you just go to Mattel Creations and they will, and I'm not sponsored, like I'm not making money off this. I'm just saying, like, they have a really cool club where you can get some really cool toys. They have the Masters of the Universe, which is called, that club is called the Grayskull Club, Grayskull. So it's they have one for for every brand on there, and I think the Barbie club was like $10. So I know a lot of people were going and buying the memberships just because of this Barbie. I would love to see like a number that Mattel made off the memberships, plus like, I mean, I'm sure they probably made just as much money from the memberships as they did on the doll. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know. But I can only imagine. I will say that when the She-Ra Barbie went on sale here in the United States, it sold out, I believe, in 7 minutes. It was 5 after when I grabbed mine, and I was kind of like, oh, do I want to buy it now? Do I want to wait? And my fiance had already bought one, so I was like, oh, I'll just go ahead and do it. Signed right in, got it, no problem. But after about, the 7 minute mark, it was gone. It was sold out. Some people, like, if you was able to like refresh the computer, so like going forward on a release like this, it might say sold out, but if you refresh, it could have some more in stock and you just have to refresh. But everybody said it pretty much sold out after the 7 minute mark, under 10 minutes. But yeah, it was designed by Bill Greening. It's got a great look to it. The box is gorgeous, and I am really happy that I decided to grab it. I think, as a toy collector, I like to have what's in the now and in the moment, because you never know when something might be worth something down the road, and then you have one. So, yeah. And then we did wind up, I went up going, and I think we got a membership to Club Grayskull, and I was looking at some of their other toys. They have some of the most exquisite looking releases on stuff, and this one was no less. I mean, there was media covering this. I saw it on websites, people talking about it. People have been talking about this doll like crazy. So let me know in the comments, did you get the She-Ra Barbie? And if so, did you open her? Are you saving her? Are you going to alter her? Are you going to turn her into a completely different, unrelated franchise character, like Sailor Moon? Because like I said, I saw people saying that they wanted to change her into Sailor Moon, which to me is crazy. So, and also I forgot to say, I do have, this is my toy room, and this is where I keep all of my toys, all of my dolls, all of everything that I collect. And we do have like air conditioning in here, so I do apologize for my AC making noise. It is like high 90s here in Tennessee, and our house is extremely hot. We have not been able to get cooled down, but in order to make sure that everything in here is safe and is stored well, we have AC going, we have a dehumidifier here and one over there. And if someone does have a collection that they don't want to get ruined, because what can happen is, like, there can be like, either water damage, heat damage, the glue melting and inside the head, which causes it to come out in the hair. Then the hair is just really sticky and gooey, and it's a nightmare trying to, So that is why I have this going on. I do not turn them off for any reason, even during the videos that I do make on here. So I apologize in advance for that. But again, let me know what you in the comments, if you got one of these dolls, if you are a huge fan of Barbie, if you grabbed this one, if you grabbed one or two, how many did you get? Did you customize her? Are you excited and think they might do another release to a really cool franchise? I would like to see more of Barbie, like Barbie's mix. Like, I would love a Sailor Moon doll. I would love a official licensed Sailor Moon Barbie. I think it would be great. I remember back in the 90s, I believe it was, we went to Walmart. They had, I thought that they were Barbies, but they're not Barbies, but I was a kid then. But they had like the Sailor Moon Barbies. They had like the big ones and the small ones. And now those things are like ridiculous. I used to collect a lot of Sailor Moon stuff, and I probably spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on those, and then I eventually just got rid of them all. Which is kind of sad because I should have kept them. I had like every comic book, everything, every doll. I had some of the stuff from like Japan, a lot of like their the toy releases and things like that. But you know, it is what it is, and I think that, you know, going forward, collecting for me, I am going to be really trying to take care and preserve my dolls. I do not like to take them out of the box. If I have a shipper, wonderful. If not, I try to find something I can fit them in and really protect them with. And that's just me. Like, you know, and like people can see like all this stuff behind me, all around me. We collect, and I don't want anything to happen to the box. I had one in my last video that I did. I had a doll graded, and I now know that you can buy a case without having them be graded. So, you know, until I get some of those cases and get the boxes put in those cases, they are staying in their box for me, and that's just the way I'm gonna have it. But anyway, so yeah. Hey guys, thank you for stopping by my channel today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.